everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Number 2 would be A Madea Family Funeral. Number 3 would be Greta. Number 4 would be Alita Battle Angel. And number 5 would be The Lego Movie 2, the second part. And I only got 2 out of 5 of my predictions right, mainly because the Best Picture winner just got a pretty big spike as far as the numbers go, which I probably should have seen coming. Like, I recorded Box Office Talk on Monday, if I remember correctly, so maybe I should have predicted Green Book to be up in there, but let's go over what happened in the overall top 10. Number 1 was, once again, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, making $30 million. Its staying power is really huge, considering last weekend it opened at $55 million, and this is only a $25 million drop. This is really good for it, adding to a domestic total of $97 million. Worldwide, it is sitting at $375 million. It still has about $100 million for worldwide and domestic in order for it to start outgrossing the other How to Train Your Dragon movies, and it still has a long ways to go until it becomes one of the highest ranking DreamWorks animation films, but so far it is still doing very well. I'm very interested to see how it's going to hold over when Captain Marvel comes out in the upcoming more March releases, but this movie is, I think, going to be a really heavy hitter, and I'm super happy for it. Number 2, unfortunately, another heavy hitter was A Madea Family Funeral. Kind of expected, though. It made exactly what you'd expect a Tyler Perry Madea movie to make, about on average with the rest of the series. $27 million on the budget. Well, I'm not really sure what the budget is, but I'm going to estimate that it's like around $20 million as per usual with the more recent Tyler Perry movies. So far he's doing very well with this film. His final Madea outing, it's doing so well that maybe he won't put Madea to rest after all. I'm not really sure about that. I haven't even seen a single Madea film, so I really have nothing else to add here. Number 3 was Alita Battle Angel, making $7 million, adding to a domestic total of $72 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $350 million. And not only is this the highest grossing Robert Rodriguez film worldwide, but it also just doubled its $170 million budget, making $10 million over that, which is a pretty good sign that they may move forward with another film in this franchise. I'm not really sure as of right now, but this is a pretty good sign, you know, that the want is there for more now that it has doubled its budget technically. Number 4, we have The Lego Movie 2, the second part, which doesn't have the same amount of money as Alita right now, which is very disappointing. It made $6 million this weekend, adding to a domestic total of $91 million. $9 million away from $100 million domestically, which isn't too bad, and I think it will be able to get there, but worldwide it is still really lacking at $152 million. It still needs about $46 million more until it doubles its $99 million budget. I looked on IMDb, and there's 2 major places left, basically, for it to be released in, so I'm hoping that these 2 places can boost it up a lot more so that it can double its budget, so that the chances of a third film happening are really huge. But honestly, this is looking really bad, and I'm so upset that this movie isn't as huge as the first one. Honestly, I'm really still confused about that, because the first movie did very well. Maybe it's just, as time has gone on, people have just cared less about this film series. I don't know, man. Number 5, we have Green Book, the Best Picture winner, making $4.7 million, adding to a domestic total of $75 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $188 million, which is very good. I can't believe that, like, a couple weeks ago that I said, like, goodbye, Green Book, we're never going to see you again, and now it's back. I'd probably, man, I regret saying those words. It's $12 million away from getting to $200 million worldwide, and seeing if it gets there or not will be very interesting in the next coming weeks, to say the least. Number 6, we have Fighting With My Family, making $4.69 million, adding to a domestic total of $14 million. There's still no worldwide totals as of right now, but it still needs about $8 million more until it doubles its $11 million budget. So hopefully, at least by next week, we can get some worldwide totals to boost up the overall gross so that it can double its budget, because this is a movie worth seeing. Number 7 is Isn't It Romantic, making $4.64 million, adding to a domestic total of $40 million, and now there still is no worldwide total, and technically, usually I'd say that it still needs $22 million until it doubles its budget, but I recently found out that this movie actually got distributed by Netflix in some places, so honestly, this movie might not be in as much financial trouble as we might be thinking. Like, this is this year's Annihilation, basically, where Netflix is kind of covering up the rest of the costs of the movie so it's not a flop, basically. domestically. So honestly, I don't even think it really matters how much it makes domestically right now. Number 8, we have Greta. I thought this movie might have had a chance to get into the top 5 considering what the film was about, how it was marketing itself, but I guess not. It only made $4.5 million on a budget of I'm not really sure. Probably really low, like maybe 10, 15 million, something about that. So this is not really a good start for it. Maybe it'll get some worldwide attention because Isabelle Huppert is in it, but I'm not really sure. I'm not even really sure how well it's going to hold over next weekend. Number 9, we have What Men Want, making $2.7 million, adding to a domestic total of $49 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $55 million, so doubling its budget, almost getting to tripling if it makes $5 million more by next weekend, which is pretty good. This movie is about to triple its budget, and that's a pretty good achievement. Closing out the video, though, we have number 10, Happy Death Day to You, which did make a lot of money technically, but it isn't as big a hit as the previous film. It made $2.5 million, adding to a domestic total of $25 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $54 million. So it is a little lacking, even though it did double, triple its $9 million budget. It could have been a bigger hit if it was released at another time. Maybe, I'm not really sure. Or maybe there was just no need for a Happy Death Day 2 at all. Maybe that's what audiences were trying to prove with this. But now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Number 1, I'm going with Captain Marvel. That's an easy one. Number 2, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Number 3, A Madea Family Funeral. Number 4, Alita Battle Angel. And number 5, The Lego Movie 2, the second part. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave it in the comments below, and if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then I'm sorry. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.